You know what? It's really ridiculous to assert that I actually forget something very quickly because, yesterday I have also demonstrated I haven't actually studied German for a couple of months, but I still actually can perform this type of activity really quickly. And if you ever actually make that kind of argument, how would I ever quickly understand what happened many years ago in France? Think about it. How would I actually know that François Hollande was once upon a time a promising candidate from the Socialistic Party who eventually actually beat Sarkozy? I was able to understand this type of unexpected conversation that took place many years ago in German. Maybe I would be really I would be missing several important points because my German was really secondary, but in English I can actually prove otherwise. And I'm more than happy to actually, be interviewed by real Americans, and I can also perform, whatever type of composition. I mean, that means I can actually demonstrate my writing in front of people to reveal how much I can do. I'm not really lying. Those skeptics, they always assert a certain type of bizarre argument because I was not able to be okay with the ESL regional rules because they said, individualized journeys or itineraries can never be pluralized. I was somewhat troubled. Then, to what extent are you going to let me have this? Then, are you going to say that limits are not going to be pluralized? It's not really already spotted a scene that I would have felt comfortable, but I'm happy to actually demonstrate that they were actually using lots of peculiar rules that I don't understand either. And I'm actually very happy to be tested. But the problem is, what? Are you going to actually clarify the game's rules? Because I don't actually understand many of the things that were only present in certain situation, and I was never been a good student as an ESL learner. But I'm more than happy to, hand out my writing sample, or I would actually be asked to write something within the 30 minutes, just like, taking the SAT or a GRE test. You can actually always submit an essay sample. I'm not lying. I'm very happy to do that because there are too many skeptical people out there, but I barely forget any words. I'm actually very happy to demonstrate the very commitment to precise meanings. Most of my records are clearly prove that. I would actually click something either on top or bottom if I ever be tested again, because I'm such an temper tantrum person who can never actually tolerate 1 or 2 seconds in a delay. My fingers would be so jumpy, it made immediate choices, but I can never take them back. I'm more than happy to be examined if I ever actually take this type of recovery test with the printed version, so I can easily circle it and I can actually change my answer. Modulations or a modification or the correction would be so much easier in this type of setting. Because it's a little bit quirky. At the very beginning, when you are actually foreign to this type of choices, you're actually very keen on making the right choice with caution. This is not necessity or this is not a must-do. But at least, people are new to setting or atmosphere, they're likely to be more cautious and prudent. But when you repeat them, you already have a full belief in the correctness of your understanding, because you have already demonstrated more than a couple of times that you're correct with this word, even with a variety of differentiations. That means even variations can actually be fully understood by you. You survive this type of setting many different times, and you are really okay. You have a whole lot of confidence in your understanding because you already dealt with everything. Every other variations involving one simple word, I hadn't done it. Then you're likely to be less cautious. That's a problem. I can actually demonstrate right now if you don't mind. But let me actually minimize the number. Let me actually have a control over the numbers, because I'm worried about clicking something wrong without actually reading what's on top, without considering every other variables on the platter. That's a real problem. I don't have any difficulty of understanding any other